Good morning, students. I hope everyone is doing great. In the last class, we read about the chapter number 5, Back from the Brink, page number 56. And in the chapter, we saw how an so-called ugly bird, the greater adjutant stork, was brought back from the path of extinction by a lady named Purnima Devi Burman. Okay, I hope you have read the chapter and you have got a little bit hint about what the chapter is all about. Okay, now I have told you earlier that this greater adjutant stork is called an ugly animal or ugly bird. Its description is given in page number 57, the first para, and here we can see that according to the description, the bird is not at all appealing or soothing to hear or appealing to look at. Now, over the years, this greater adjutant stork was losing its number from like thousands to hundreds in India. But then suddenly Purnima Devi Burman, she got a hint in the sense that when she was a child, she used to go to her village for her vacations, and there as a child she would see the greater adjutant stork very much prevalent in the village. But now when she grew up and she went to the village, she could see a very less number of this stork. These villagers also, they did not want the stork to live in the village because they thought that it was a bad idea, because the stork, it did a messy thing in the nest. It ate all the amphibians, reptiles, and it was a scavenger kind of a thing. Okay, now next thing is that we are here, it is talking about that had it been a rhino, one-horn rhino, or a elephant, or tigers, then maybe other conservationists or other people who are related to the environment or the environmentalists would have paid heed to. But since this stork was not that famous, so this stork did not get any importance in its extinction road also. Now she gave an example in page number 58 where she compared this stork to her daughters. If one would be messy, we cannot throw our daughter out of the house, isn't it? But what we will do, we will clean up the house and then we will make her understand. Now here the case is that we cannot make the bird understand that you should keep clean and all. No, birds are birds. So what we can do, we can just love them as our own child. And then what the next thing this Purnima Burman did was she went into local schools. She targeted the local schools, because the children who came to the school, those were children who had their trees, and those trees were very much home for this greater adjutant stork. And when on wetlands day or any important day, these children would go home and chant, or they would tell their parents the importance of this stork. And next thing what Burman did was that Purnima Burman did was that she went to this woman ritual, any religious or anything related to the community, women community. She went there weekly, and then she could organize cooking contests or any of these things. And what she did, she showed that what importance this greater adjutant stork had in the environment. And she showed the slideshows, she gave a presentation there, and from that day, maybe this woman also got an idea that we are the people who are or who should be very proud, because we are the keepers of this greater adjutant stock. Now, after that, what Burman did, that she went on changing the mindset of the people at an alarming rate, from one after another. Now, she went to be called also as Hargilla Baido, or Hargilla is the local name of this animal, a bird. So she was also called as Hargilla Baido. And as she was giving emphasis on this bird, she could see the rise in the population of this bird in years. Okay. Now here, when this bird got importance in Assam, another area of the country, Bihar, also there was one person named Arvind Mishra who took initiative to save this bird. How he took initiative? He compared this bird to Garur Pakshi, as we say, which has a mythological thing related to Lord Vishnu. Now, when in India, especially when we relate something to religion, people tend to take it in a positive sense. Now also, when we tell that it is religious thing, it is related to God or something like that spiritual, we tend to believe it more faster. So this man Arvind Mishra also, he went on telling people that this bird in Hindi is Pakshi, this bird is the Garur Pakshi, which is a carrier of Lord Vishnu, so we must respect it. And from that he could see that this bird also took its stand there. Now here is a little bit statistics given. So in Bihar, it has risen from 78 number of birds were only there in 2007, but it rose to 500 birds in 2016. Now, how does Hargilla army came into existence? Today, Burman's Hargilla army is a self-help group. How it is a self-help group? That is, you help among yourselves. That is, you make something out of your creativity and then you produce it and then you make money out of it. That are self-help groups. It has about 70 women. And most of these women are related to people who has big trees and nest of this Hargilla bird. Okay, now she has also tried hard to prepare or make merchandise and cotton or silk clothes out with Hargilla motifs in it. So this also created awareness. Okay, now like gamocha we have, instead of floral gamocha or japi we call in Assamese, instead of those patterns, she insisted on giving the pattern of the Hargilla bird, and now this got famous. Now this thing served two purposes. The first purpose was that poor women would get help, monetary help and benefit from the government with the sale of this decorated fabrics with the greater adjutant stock. And another thing is that it would get recognition. Our traditional clothes would get recognition, and most importantly, the stork, the greater adjutant stork, would get recognition and people will know about it. And it will not be like it is a hatred bird or people will hate it, or it is just a bird who eats dead animals, or it is a scavenger. No, it is just a beautiful bird and people will know about it. That is one of the motives of this Hargilla army. Now Purnima Burman's this conservation and this idea got international recognition also and attention. As I have already given you the video, she in the award ceremony, Whiteley award ceremony the way she spoke and whatever she was talking, it was already evident that she was very confident with the bird. She knew what she was doing, and so she got international claim also. People from far and wide knew about her attempt to save this animal, save this bird. In page number 60, second last para, the first para I mean, here is the list of all the awards she was given, and she all the organization which recognized her initiative to save this bird. Now Burman, at last, she hoped that one day the protection of this greater adjutant stork will be ranked and will be getting the same demand as the conservation of rhinos and tigers in Assam. Yes or no? We always talk about rhinos, one-horn rhinos. We must save those animals. We must save the tigers. We must save the elephants. But we are seldom talking about this bird. So Purnima Burman, she only hopes that every animal, or rather the greater adjutant stork, should also gain the same respect in matters of other animals also. Now last line, she says that the greater adjutant is everything to me now. It has become my life, my soul. So this is the last line which she is told, and this shows that she was very courageous and she was very stern and very confident with her work. She knew what she was doing and she was very confident that this bird needed same recognition as other birds too. And in my opinion, she was a very kind-hearted person, I suppose, because to love a bird like this, you need a very, very kind and loving heart, isn't it? So with this, we have come to the end of this chapter. Hope you have understood. You read nicely and you listen to my explanation, and then again you read, you will understand much better. Thank you. Have a great day ahead.